Well, Pi, you seriously haven't killed anyone else, like, ever?
No, have you?
Yeah, I have, but it felt extremely disturbing. I want to know how you resisted the temptation. Can we be on the same team so I can learn from you?
Oh, please, show me as well.
Sounds like as good an idea as any.
You guys are against killing?
Did someone say killing?
It's been a while since the last craft tutorial, but I'm finally back. As always, you can find the link to the Discord as well as the templates in the description. Now let's get started with Pillow. Fairly simple, start out by cutting out your pieces. And careful when cutting out these slits, you don't want to cut too far or cut yourself. Score along this faint line for the ear corners and along this tab. Give everything a nice fold. Now, normally I would go with a marker around the edges of the Papercraft pieces, but since Pillow's color is so faint, I decided to go with the color pencil. We'll be using a twist tie for the limbs, cut one in half for the arms, and glue it in place and hold it down with tape. Same thing for the legs. Now we'll be gluing on the side piece of Pillow, so you want to be sure to let each tab dry enough before moving on to the next. Now when gluing on the front face of Pillow, you might want to scoot these little ears back a bit, just so the front face can line up to the back. Continue gluing the tabs. Now this is where a toothpick comes in handy, as you can fit within this small space, pressing the tabs against the front so they can adhere properly. Now I'm stopping at this point where Pillow has a big gap, so I can take some foam and stuff it inside just to give Pillow a bit of springiness. I still had enough room to tuck in one more piece in the center. With Pillow stuffed, you can glue and close up the opening. Now you can bend the limbs and cut them to size. And finally, draw on a face to complete your pillow. Now for Black Hole. I decided to make two different versions, one with just normal paper and the other one being a transparent version. Both of them will have their black center ball being made out of paper like this. I'll glue each piece together before I assemble each half. Again, wait for the glue to completely dry on each tab, and try and get an even spacing in between each one, as it'll make the seams look a lot more flush. You can also apply glue on the tab from the inside. Adding glue along the inside of the seam will just strengthen it as well as hide any gaps you may have. Now, when gluing the two glow auras together, you're going to want to add a thin amount of glue, as if you add too much, it may just warp the paper. And as you can see, I had a bit of struggle just trying to line it up, so take your time with this. And you could cut off any part of the excess that may show up on the other side. I decided to glue on the more vibrant glow on one side, as I think it just looks nicer. but you can make both of the sides just being the vibrant color. And there we have it, our black hole papercraft. It's pretty simple, but I think has a nice simple charm to it. Now, I originally tried making the black hole completely from scratch, getting the transparent plastic piece from the front of a folder, blending marker colors together, which originally turned out promising, and testing each step individually, it seemed to work out, but once I put it all together, it just kind of looked like rainbow barf in a bag, and I wasn't really happy with how it turned out. But since I recorded myself doing it anyways, I'll just show you how it turned out. So I decided to buy transparent printer paper that I kept being told about on Discord. Going on Amazon, I found higher reviewed ones that look pretty promising. Taking it out of the package, you can see the requirements you need. You need to make sure your printer is inkjet, as well as you have to use dye ink, which thankfully my printer is. You put it in on this side up. And when choosing the settings for your printer, you want to make sure you choose Photo Paper Glossy. Or if your printer does have a transparent paper setting, you would end up choosing that instead. And once it's freshly printed out, you're going to want to let it dry for as long as you can. I let mine dry for 5 minutes just to be safe. And although none of the ink smears off, I find that if you rub on it with like a piece of paper or your finger too much, some of the ink does come off, so careful with that. But the amount that does come off is very minimal once you let it dry enough. Now, since Elmer's glue is water-based, it kind of smeared the transparent paper's ink. So just to avoid any of that, I just decided to use hot glue, which was just much easier to work with on this. Glue on the other half, trying to align the edges as close as you can. After I cleaned up some of the hot glue stringing, I couldn't forget, but I had to draw on a face. Perfect. Thanks for watching. Let me know how it turned out, and let me know who I should make next.
Guess who's on items I stole!